Now, leading our bulletin this hour, Deputy Minister of Defence and Military Veterans Thabang Makwetla is on the offensive. That's after the third report into state capture found that he be investigated for corruption due to a meeting he had with late Bosasa CEO Govan Whittle. Makwetla is fingered in wrongdoing while he was Deputy Minister of Correctional Services. He says he wants to put his version of events in the public domain. eNCA's reporter Govan Whittle joins us now for an update. Good morning, Govan. What is the Deputy Minister saying? He wants his version out in the public domain. What exactly is that version?
Well, he says he disagrees with the findings that have been made by the State of Capture Commission of Inquiry led by now Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. And he has a few comments on it. He says he's described the findings that question his discernment regarding a conflict of interest. Of course, relating to that meeting he held with Govan Whittle, then CEO of Bosasa, when Govan Whittle came to his personal property and offered to install security upgrades there with over 300,000 Rand pro bono. The Deputy Minister saying today that he made it clear to Govan Whittle he didn't want free services, that he was willing to pay, and he's described the findings in the Zondo Commission of Inquiry as reflecting maliciously on his character, as demonizing him without any basis, and as arriving at a premeditated verdict. But what will the Deputy Minister do about these findings? Let's speak to him now about this. Deputy Minister, thank you so much for your time. So you say that these findings are without basis and there was a premeditated verdict, but you're not taking this report in review. Instead, you're just calling for them to investigate the allegations raised in the Zondo Commission. Why is that?
The reason why I am not prioritizing the review of the Commission report on me, it is because in its conclusion, the Commission says the allegations of corruption against me were not investigated. And it says those must be referred to a relevant investigative body, authority, and upon the findings, the National Prosecution Authority should make a decision whether they prosecute or not. That is the conclusion of the report. And that is what, to me, the most important thing that we must take from the Commission. And I am supporting what the Commission is saying, that there must be an investigation. All I am appealing for is urgency, because it's been 5 years of these allegations, and we all were under the impression that when the Commission comes back with a product of the work that they have done, they will actually would have done what they are saying should be actually undertaken only now, because this is what we thought the Commission was actually busy with.
So those findings regarding the call for investigation relate to whether or not you may have influenced the processes regarding Bosasa and the Department of Correctional Services and their contracts following that meeting with Govan Whittle. But the Commission goes a step further, questioning your discernment on whether or not it was a conflict of interest to meet with Govan Whittle in the first place. That allegation hangs over you while you remain in office. Why not challenge that, or at the very least try to clear your name in terms of your ability to discern between right and wrong and the conflict of interest?
To challenge any review, in my understanding, it's a case. It's a new case to be opened. The processes in our courts take forever. And I have been, a victim of that. I'm sitting in a case that is now on its 5th year. It's 5 years since the event happened, when we are still not even halfway the case. So I do not want these, allegations to hang over me because I've taken the matter on review. No. An investigation can be done, and of course, if I am charged, that's the better thing. If I am charged by the public, by the National Prosecuting Authority, then the issues will be in the courts and will be immediately ventilated.
Doesn't it then create questions over your ability to continue in your role while these allegations hang there?
No, I am very clear, and I have no doubt in my mind, and I have no sleepless nights about the comments that the commission has made about my character, my conduct, because they are just baseless. There's no basis for them to have arrived at that. I am not sure if the commission knew me before as a public servant, when I was the Premier of Mpumalanga, when I was an MEC for Safety and Security in Mpumalanga, for them to have made the comments that they have made. Because there was never anything that brought into discussion that record of my professional conduct. Nothing has. It is a comment that they make at the end of their report. I don't know from what. And that is why I've said in my statement, it is just the right thing for me to do, to call on for an investigation of all the years that I've spent in the public service as the Premier of Mpumalanga and as the MEC for Safety and Security in Mpumalanga. They must investigate all those years and to see if there's any whiff of malfeasance. And if there is, there must be no hesitation in charging me.
You also say that the only reasonable conclusion you could draw for the motive behind making these characterizations of you would be that the Zondo Commission would believe that people who are in the ANC are corrupt, and that is by itself then questioning the processes of the Zondo Commission. Why do you say that they would be motivated by such theories or conspiracy theories?
I searched for answers of how the Commission ended up with the kind of conclusion that they have. I've searched. I have searched reasons why the Commission dealt with the evidence before it the way they did. And I could not find any reason but to suspect that it could only be prejudice against ANC members. That because our organization has had, in the recent period, members who have been found to have done wrong things, it is therefore easy for people to come to conclusions that everyone who is in that organization is possibly guilty of corruption. And I think this, to me, explains the way the Commission leaned in working on working through the evidence that was put before them. I can see they actually struggled to find it easy to judge the evidence for what it was, to remove this thing that this is an ANC member. And because my name comes up before the Commission from someone who alleges that they are members of the ANC, senior leaders of the ANC, who were in cahoots with Busasa in giving Busasa opportunities in government. My name is raised in that context. But those people who made these allegations, they are not mentioning anything about my name. There's nothing that they mention. They only say this member of the ANC, there was a job done at its place, at his place, and therefore it is evidence that Busasa was involved in corruption with the ANC leaders. I mean, how ridiculous can that be?
So the Zondo Commission's report also questions whether you are fit for your position following your meeting with Govan Whittle and why you didn't see that as a conflict of interest. You say that the conclusions they reached there are baseless, but for the public, serious questions on your fitness for office has been raised. Do you now expect the public to take you on your word that those findings are baseless? Will you not do more to convince the public thereof or to have evidence that they're baseless?
This is what I'm doing by saying investigate. I'm actually helping the public's confidence and opinion to be, corrected or to be, assisted in judging me. That's why I'm saying investigate and charge me. The point about my judgment of the free service that Busasa extended to me, my judgment is there in the Commission records. The evidence is there that I rejected. I firmly rejected it. At that point, I've said to the Commission, I realize that this will constitute a conflict of interest. It comes from me. But the Commission, in its conclusion, just says he can't judge. I tell them I refused to accept this, and the steps that I took to reject this offer firmly are the following, and here is the evidence. In their conclusion, they say he can't judge. I mean, it really boggles my mind how, at times these matters are looked at legally.
Briefly then, Deputy Minister, wrapping up, you say there's prejudice within the Commission. Is the chairperson of the Commission prejudiced, or where does that prejudice lie, you believe?
No, I'm talking about the team that dealt with evidence around my case. Evidence submitted by those who made allegations and evidence that I provided. On the basis of that, I am under no doubt that there were prejudice.
Thank you so much. That is the Deputy Minister of Defence, Thabang Makwetla. We'll have to leave it there, Deputy Minister. We are out of time. You heard that they disagrees with the findings in the Zondo Commission of Inquiry report, but he's not taking the matter on review. Instead, he wants law enforcement agencies to investigate speedily and has challenged the NPA to charge him if there is a basis to do so. It's back to you for now.
Thank you very much. That's our reporter, Govan Whittle.